school board members and superintendent comments. I think we need to. There, you want to start?
Again, I will if you like.
Thank you, sir.
Just grateful to be indoors this evening, not out in the heat. I know I've seen reports on social media where there's various cooling stations to be set up over the next few days. Hopefully, by the end of the week, we'll see some coolness coming. I am excited, even though we're in July. I was talking to Ms. Hale and we were on the way in, and I think we're going to turn around twice and we'll be right smack in the middle of a new school year. So I know some of you as teaching staff and administration, there's probably a lot of angst making sure everything's prepared. Mr. Morgan, I see your smile as well. But we have full confidence, and I think that's what causes a lot of us here to be excited, because that's what we're all here for, is to make sure our students have the best education possible. Congratulations to Mr. Littleton and Mr. Franson. With that, that's all I have.
I'll go next. Congratulations to Mr. Littleton and Mr. Franson for their recent board member, we'll say, promotions. I'd like to thank everybody for their presence in the building today. It's been a good year, the culmination of a good year, and this is the beginning of another term. I will be here until December, and I will not be here after that, but I'd like to thank everybody for allowing me to serve. I recently my grandson went to Flat Stanley at G. Watson. I really enjoy visiting the schools, and I will probably be doing that the next few months as we go into the school year. But thank you, everyone.
And I too want to thank you for coming. I want to congratulate all the graduates. I want to congratulate on our athletics teams, all the athletes and the accomplishments of that. Ms. McHenry, the YMCA, thank you. I'm hoping you'll get plenty of support. You get plenty of cups and bags and books and whatever else you need, okay? Ms. Raleigh, thank you for coming. Ms. Rose. First name's Raleigh. Yeah, okay. I was almost right. But anyway, it takes a lot of guts to come up and speak in front of you. And I thank you for that. Okay. And sometimes I wasn't there, so I can't tell you what went on, what was said. But sometimes things are said and misconstrued. And even and some things are just better not said, not said, period. And another thing is, and this is kind of laid heavy on my heart. Just give me a second. Please, pray for our country. See what happened. And it is so good for my heart to see people come in, even though they don't agree with everything. They've got issues. They do it in a calm, Christian manner. That don't always happen. And pray for our country. Pray for the end of this hate, this discontentment, this discord. Remember, we're all Americans, right? It's just like here. We don't from Covington. We're not from Alleghany. We're from the Alleghany Public School System. It's all us. We're in this together. And that's the way it should be in our country. It's not the way it is. Thank you.
Yes. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. First of all, congratulations to all the sports folks we recognize tonight. Track, softball, soccer, and baseball, if my notes are correct. I know a lot of folks are traveling and enjoying their summer, and it's hard to believe we're wrapping up one year and going into the next. Time sure does fly, and this time next month school will be back in session, and I surely hope it's a little bit cooler. I want to congratulate our new board chair and vice chair, but I want to emphasize that individually we're nothing. We only act as a board together, and I can tell you I feel like our board is in the best interest of the children, and we do work hard to do what's best for them, and I appreciate the collegialness amongst everyone here. To our public speakers, I always enjoy when public speakers come. I think you should come, and that's your right, and to exercise your thoughts and feelings, and encourage most to do that. We have openings every month that folks can come speak, and our meetings are always open, so we do encourage the community to come and see what's going on with their school system. The last thing I have to share, and I would be remiss as a nurse not to share, is thank you to Ms. Fox and her peers for the attendance presentation. And the best way to stay in school and stay healthy is to wash your hands. So as you go back to school and you have the JK, pre-K, kindergartners coming through all the way up to seniors, please remind them to wash their hands. If they have to sing happy birthday, row your boat, I don't care. Pick a song about that length and sing it, and wash your hands, and have a great school year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Smith.
I wanted to commend the athletes that were here, but I don't think there are any of them left. And thank the YMCA for their efforts to provide a back-to-school event for the students. I think it'll help with the unity as we move forward together, and we appreciate that you've gone to all that trouble. And I'll try to come. I'm not sure I'll swim, but I'll try to be there. Riley, I know it took a lot of courage to come here today. And I admire people who, if they're going to say something about someone, they come and say it to them. We probably aren't the group that can, we're here to provide policy and guidance for running the school system, and we don't really have a place to police each other. And I'm sorry that I'm not last, but I think Mr. Wright would probably speak to that directly. But I do admire people that are going to make such comments. They come and do it. They do it with their own name. They're not anonymous. And I just feel very sad in not just this, but there are so many instances where if someone's in a position of leadership, social media is a very unfortunate place to air that. But I know it took a lot of courage for you to be here today. Otherwise, I want to tell the administration that we're excited to get started with the same board that you had. We just have a little different facelift, a chair rearrangement. Thank you and congratulations both to Chairman Littleton and Vice Chairman Franson, and your willingness to try to corral these cats and lead this group. That's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. Scruggs. Mr. Wright.
Thank you. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize to Riley. She is correct that on June 15th I was at the brew house and did make improper statements. I do not see touchy-feely as a physical thing, but more as a mental thing, or not a physical touching thing. I haven't been around Riley in years, but I do want to apologize to you. I will say that when I got on this board 11 years ago, I was with Riley's father, and we were. He was from Falling Springs, I was from Boiling Springs, and it was a very controversial time, and her father and I were the ones who pushed for public comment to be on the agenda. Up until that point, that you weren't even allowed to make public comment. So I appreciate you coming tonight and calling it like it was. So once again, I'd like to apologize to you and for offending you. I would also like to congratulate Mr. Littleton and Mr. Franson. I know they will do a fine job of leading us. I think Mr. Arrett and myself will be able to breathe a little easier tonight. We've put in a lot of work over the past several years, and I would be remiss if I didn't didn't mention how much work Mr. Arrett has really put in over the past 5 years, I believe, since 3 years on Covington School Board and 2 years on this. We haven't always made all the right decisions. But we've been there to make the decisions, and I think that is something that's very important, to be able to show up and own your decisions. And we've been called too liberal by conservatives, and we've been called too conservative by liberals, and we've seen all this stuff through COVID and all these different things, and it's definitely it's definitely been a challenging go to get to this point, but I have no doubt that Mr. Littleton and Mr. Franson will get us there. And I'm with Mr. Franson. I think that I'm hoping that what happened on Saturday with the former president will start to bring our country together. I think both sides of the aisle have made proper statements and things, and I think that we all need to remember that we're humans at the end of the day, and that's what we have to do on the school board as well. And so I'm not a perfect human, and I apologize once again. I have made mistakes. I was the class clown, not the one most likely to be on the school board. So thank you very much, Mr. Littleton.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wright. I just want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank all of my colleagues here for giving me this opportunity. I'm sorry, you're supposed to go first, Kim. I'm sorry. I'm still learning. So correct me when needed. Thank you, Jerry.
It's all good.
Superintendent Halterman.
No problem, no problem. From our desk, we're just moving forward towards the beginning of the next school year, which is an incredible point to be at. I understand there's lots of different conversation tonight, and I appreciate all that. Appreciate all of the civility and respect through all of that. Our main focus every day is starting this new school year up, which is really exciting. It's a good time to reflect. We always like to do that, and we always like to throw out some things that we think our team has done a great job at. We really appreciate all the attention to attendance. We know our staff, our students, our families. This is everybody in our community working hard on this, and we appreciate the dedication because that is a journey. We appreciate the work of our athletics and activities programs. It's always exciting to keep celebrating them, and they've done a really impressive number of things. Wonderful to hear the examples that Ms. Phillips provided regarding the AHA. If we go all the way back in time, that started as a cooperative project between the Alleghany County and Covington City School Boards. It's that old, if you will. And we're really excited that it's now a reputable model, and that's an unusual thing to be able to say when you have a grant. So we've been very excited by our entire team's work on that. Charity Hale, who's here tonight, has had a part of that. Josh Kraft has a part of that. Dwayne Ross. We're going to forget somebody if we keep trying to name people. A lot of people put a lot of good energy into that programming, and we're just super excited about it. We think it's making a difference for our kiddos. We're also very excited for our staff. Our staff are really working hard this summer still. It's always a little bit of an illusion that 10-month staff have the summers off, because they don't exactly. They do have training needs and different things that they think and do and plan for. And our teachers in particular have been involved in some trainings. We want to just continue to emphasize to the community, we're expecting large-scale shifts in the standards of learning themselves, the SOLs, as well as the tests and the accreditation and accountability that goes with that. So we just want to keep everybody prepared for that. That's another journey ahead. And all of education is doing that in Virginia, but they didn't all just consolidate schools. So we appreciate that our team particularly deserves some commendation on that, and we really appreciate the hard work of our students and our entire staff helping us get our kids to succeed. We want to mention the heat again. We're taking good care of our kiddos in summer school, but if you happen to not be in summer school, please make sure you're taking care of yourself, because we want everybody to be safe and healthy. And I believe we have local leaders in the audience from Clifton Forest, Covington, and Alleghany County this evening. So we really appreciate seeing everybody in the room and also those individuals as well. Don't want to miss anybody, but it's exciting to see those governing bodies here. Thank you.
Ms. Snead Johnson, do you have anything to add?
I would just like to echo many of the things that have been said by all the board members, and I'd like to congratulate Chairman Littleton and Vice Chairman Mr. Franson. I'd like to thank Mr. Wright and Mr. Arrett for what they have done to get our school division to this point. I know we're all about education, and I have no doubt that that's what this newly organized board will do, but move us in the right direction for our students. So thank you all for your work and the time you put in. It is a very valuable need in our school division and in our community, and it takes a lot of courage to step up and be one of the board members. So I thank you all for taking time to do that out of your own busy lives. So, Mr. Littleton, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Stevens. I think it's my turn now. But, I just want to thank everybody again. I want to thank all my colleagues for putting trust and faith in me to lead these meetings. As I said before, I'm really nervous about this, but it's in a good way because I want to do well for our public. I want to do well for our kids. I know on back during COVID, we had a thing about athletics, and I know my name was mud for a while because I was kind of the one that kind of shut down athletics a little bit because I felt that education is so important. Our education is extremely important. I mean, I love sports, and it's great for, building relationships and all that. And I think it's great. I know when I was in high school, my parents told me that you either play sports or you get a job, because otherwise there's too much idle time. And I didn't understand that at the time, but I definitely understand it now. I want to thank all the administration, all the teachers, all the bus drivers, everyone who makes it happen. I want to thank Mr. Franson for taking on this service to our community and our board. And I really want to thank Mr. Wright and Mr. Barrett for all their hard work and time that they've put into this system. And honestly, I feel that if it wasn't for these two men, I don't know if we'd have a consolidated school system. And they've done so much for us, given our children so much opportunities. I think it's a great thing. I also want to thank Ms. Halterman and Ms. Sneak Johnson for all they do. I really admire these two ladies. They're both great. Ms. Halterman, I moved back to high school days somewhat. She was up above me in class years, but I remember back then I was telling her a story the other day that, when she graduated, I thought, like, this woman's going to do something. She's going to be something amazing. And I think it's amazing that we have her here back in our hometown. And Miss Sneak Johnson, amazing woman. I went to high school with her oldest son, and always putting other people first. I don't even want to talk about how many years she's been a servant to church and Boy Scouts. Over 30 years, I think, in Boy Scouts. She ran a Boy Scout troop. I mean, that's just the definition of public servant, want to do good for our community. So we're very fortunate to have these great leaders. And I'm sorry, I'm not going on with everybody else, but I could go on for hours with everyone. Just very fortunate. Look forward to this new school year, and thank everybody for coming.